Alright, we have a pilot hole drilled over here, and we are going to put a switch in on this side and drill a hole to do it. So let's use our Christmas tree. I think we need to go up to 3/8. Pretty sure it might be a half. Yeah, I think it might be a half, but we'll check it. Yep. There's the hole. Alright, we have our switch installed, and we're just going to come in here and clip this out. I'm going to actually just leave this pot in, because as long as you don't turn it in the complete down position, which you rarely ever do on your treble knob anyway, you'll probably never even know that was a switch from the front panel, because I'm going to black over the off and on portion, or not. I'm going to black over the off and on, not portion, but the labels. Let's see, let's pull this out of here. And this conduit spring that happens to be grounded right there. Oops. Okay, I found yet another little flaw with this design. The reverb is extremely noisy. Well, I'll say extremely, it is very noisy. Right now the reverb's all the way up. Here's the tank. Well, move my light here. The tank is out and it's over here, but that's not why it's noisy, because it's out. No matter where I put the tank, it's still noisy. But here's the reverb all the way up. I'm going to press the foot switch. Probably going to be a bit hard to hear. There's off, there's on, off, on. If you turn your speakers up, you could probably tell the difference there. But there's just a lot of noise in the reverb, and I've noticed that the tube for that drives the reverb is situated right over here by all the power stuff. That's obviously a problem. So what I'm going to do is investigate this and see if there's anything we can do to perhaps move some of this wiring or move some of these components out of the way to make this a little bit better. One thing I did notice is that in the reverb circuit there's a, let's see, where is it now? Oh, here's the reverb circuit. Right here, coming off of the tank, coming out of the tank over to the grid of the uptake, there is a 0.001 capacitor to ground. Now this is showing this to be a polarized capacitor, and this is supposed to supposedly pin 2. Now, if I'm looking at this correctly, yeah, let's see, this is the middle of this little socket. That's the middle of that, number 2. So yeah, that's connected into grid 2, and then off of this we've got a little non-polarized capacitor that is being grounded to the same spot where all of the electrolytics are being grounded. So I don't know if the hum is being induced into there. What I'm going to do first of all is experiment with, because that's just an odd thing to have a capacitor going to ground like that. I'm sure that's for noise reasons, but I'm thinking that might even be inducing some hum with it being so close to these other capacitors, and plus it's not even polarized. So I'm going to look into this a little further. Alright, we have taken that, I've just removed the leg of that capacitor, and with the volume all the way up, it seems like maybe it has diminished the noise just a smidgen, maybe. But let's see. Let's actually see if it's doing any good. Yeah, there's no change to that hum at all. So let's get a polarized capacitor. Let's see if I can find one that's of a different value. All right, a couple things I noticed about this wiring scheme. The grounds were all tied together right off of the reverb pot. The same ground was tied over here to the grounds for the power caps. Also, the main ground for the line was also tied into all this same stuff. It's really best to keep anything in the preamp, anything in the power section, and your actual earth ground that's going to the wall separated. And I actually clipped these grounds, and that actually made a difference to the hum. Another thing I noticed, this wire here that's coming in from the reverb pot and is connecting to the foot switch jack, it is running right past and right on top of not only a high voltage wire that's going to the reverb's transformer primary, but also to these 6-volt windings. It's crossing over both halves of these 6-volt windings. So what I'm going to do is probably desolder this and try to reroute this over the top of all these components so they're not down here so close to this higher voltage stuff and the 6-volt stuff. So let's reroute that and completely clip the rest of these ground wires out. And I think that's going to clean it up quite a bit. Actually, just removing these actually helped a little bit, and I think moving this wire up and around will help a little bit more still. It might still be noisy, but it's going to be a heck of a lot better. Well, that was definitely it. Actually, this thing is a hell of a lot quieter than it was with the reverb. There's with the reverb off. There's with the reverb on. And the difference actually is just minimal with the reverb cranked all the way up. So I'm pretty sure it had a lot to do with this wire being so close to those 6-volt wires down here. So if you have one of these models, look at where this wire from the reverb is running to the foot switch jack, and see that it might not be running across some stuff it shouldn't be, and move that up out of the way. That helped immensely with the noise. And also clipping out these extra ground wires helped. Again, that ground wire that was tying the grounds from the power capacitors over here to earth, and also from the power capacitor grounds over here to the reverb pot ground. And not to mention the tremolo ground was directly tied to that point as well. So yeah, eliminating those two wires, ground wires, and moving that really helped a lot. And you can see here, it's pretty much, I've got the loudness cranked. I've got the reverb cranked all the way up. So yeah, that helped immensely. Okay, we have this thing all put back together. We moved our power switch up here. As you can see, we've got some knobs on here. They're actually mismatched, but this is what was provided by the customer. But we're going to give it a little bit of a test. You can see the grill cloth, again, was already also replaced. So you have to take the cosmetics with a little bit of a grain of salt. That's not exactly what these would have looked like originally. But it sounds good, and it's all serviced and ready to go. Let's take a listen to it. So yeah, that's a 1966 Kalamazoo Reverb 12. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. And for now, y'all take care.